Somebody know that he'd already made provisions for you to make it through the day. If I don't live another minute, I thank him for the provisions that he's already made. Everything I have is because of him. And Brother Morning, I even discovered that stuff I call mine doesn't really belong to me. In blessing his name. And in case you don't know how to bless his name, let me help you right quick. Just tell your neighbor it's easy to bless his name just by saying his name. See, Stevenson, I wish I had just 5 folk in here that can tell God, I appreciate the breath. And I'm glad, Charles Ewing, that man doesn't control breath. Because if man controlled breath, he put a price tag on it. And everybody sitting up in here would be dead. Yeah, I'd have a lot of them, but I wouldn't be here to preach one. Yeah, I would be in the day on your own. But long enough to let you know that it's God that has kept you in your right mind. And Frank Jones, I found out the best way to make it through a low day is hear what thus saith the Lord. And Deacon Ingram, not just hear it, but do it. I mean, if you do what God tells you, he's giving you instructions for success in the midst of a failing situation. If you don't believe me, look to Zarephath. But before we go to Zarephath, let's make a trip by Ahab's house. For this is where Elijah first appeared. He went to the king's house without an appointment and unannounced. You're not going to find any information on Mom and Pop Elijah. But all you will find is Elisha the Tishbite. And that wasn't his last name. That's the region that he came from. Therefore, they called him the Tishbite. But it wasn't about where he came from. It was the mission that he was on. He was sent by God to meet Ahab and to tell him what thus saith the Lord. And it wasn't just about what thus said. Not only am I cutting off the water, but I'm going to start with the dew. No condensation. And your supply is going to soon run out. Why does God cut the water off? I'm glad you asked. because of their failure to recognize him. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, and get cut off. Because when it first gets cut off, you might not miss it so bad. But the longer it stays off, eventually what little supply you had put up is going to run out.